welcome to the final episode of Christmas Movie Fridays. Yes, I can't believe it's made it up to this point, but time flies when you're reviewing movies, you know? But anyways, instead of reviewing yet another terrible Christmas movie because, well, reviewing terrible Christmas movies are too easy, and besides that, I needed to wash off the taste of the Home Alone sequel, so 4 was especially probably the worst of them all. But I managed to find a certain interesting movie on Netflix, and it's called The Christmas Bunny. Or, to some site, it's called Just Where It Belongs. I don't know. I don't know why people come up with these random titles. But here's the short summary. A Michigan family winds up taking a withdrawn foster child named Julia. And convinced that she's unlovable, she basically is a quiet person and mostly sitting around watching The Velveteen Rabbit over and over and over and over again. Till the tape hopefully breaks, I guess. But it isn't until one time that Julia winds up coming across a injured bunny on her trip to the foster parents' relatives. As time goes on and Julia starts to have a love for the bunny, that's when you find out that Julia wants to take care of it. But the issue is that this bunny needs to go into better health because the leg of it, I forget what it's called, it has been shot, and either one of many things has to happen. Either they pay for the surgery, which would cost around nearly $1,000, or they wind up deciding to take it to somebody that actually knows what they're doing. They choose the latter, but unfortunately Julia, deciding that she's too obsessed with that bunny so much, she winds up traveling to the independent veterinarian's home, and of course looks after and starts to learn about how at least how bunnies work, and how she should be responsible for the little furry creature. This is the most interesting movie you could ever come across. Not like bad movie per se, but let's just say it's Hallmark movie interesting. Yeah. If you ever tune into Hallmark or whatever and see those like little cheesy movies they have, actually I think the most cheese that has been given is Lifetime. But anyways, either one of the two, Hallmark or Lifetime, they must have gotten this movie. Either that or this is a direct-to-DVD film. In that case, it was kind of interesting that they made a film like this. Christmas Bunny is an interesting little movie, and I can't believe I've actually somehow managed to come across this thing. But really, there's not much to be talked about with this movie. It's just Julia taking care. It's just Julia trying to learn from her environments, and her past is just basically a mother who's basically is a drug addict, and as she's adopted to this family, that's basically when she is the silent type of person, kind of like the kid in Scrooged. Really, it's too simple. There's really not much to take away for it, except the criticism I have mainly goes to Julia. She is just stubborn. She is so quiet, and obviously has a lot of disrespect for the family, and you're supposed to be, like, sympathetic of her because she's in a new house and she's trying to learn her way around stuff, and the family's trying to, like, try and be nice to her, try to take care of her. But no, she is so stubborn. She's stubborn to the point that she actually manages to go out in the middle of the woods in the freezing, humid weather and nearly die while with that bunny. Especially after an incident where the brother winds up taking her bunny and, like, using it for a crash test dummy on a ramp. It's Juliet is probably not one of the best grips for the movie, but again, like these Hallmark or Lifetime movies, sometimes they're a little too easy to harp upon. I mean, years ago I took a look at Mrs. Santa Claus, like one of the Hallmark movies that was released to video. I don't know if it aired on TV, but this film is just... it's not Mrs. Santa Claus. It's no Mrs. Santa Claus in any particular way. I wouldn't per se it's one of the worst Christmas movies I ever come across, but it's not the least exciting or the least good. Just, there are lots of interesting concepts that could go for this, but honestly, this could be put into the vaguely Christmas category, except that it's in the title and it takes place around Christmas time. Not really much religious things to talk about it. It's vaguely Christmas, much like, let's just say... well, Die Hard be a little too easy. What's one I've seen? Oh yeah, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang with Robert Downey Jr. Like, that kind of takes place around Christmas, but doesn't really have much of a, where the characters talk about the holidays. It's no Christmas film. It's just an average wintertime movie. Something that basically you can pass along if you're watching this on Hallmark or Freeform, depending on who is the owners of this. There's really no point in, like, seeing this movie, but if you're curious to see how it all turns out in the long end, go and take a look at it. It's up on Netflix, it's up on Amazon Video with Prime, but depending on what you use, maybe you'll find a little bit of interest. But for a kid's film, there's no harm in showing them this. I mean, it could be a hell of a lot worse. Like, I mean, really, really worse. Like, I could be reviewing, like, what's a Christmas one here? I could be reviewing Good Luck Charlie right here, but honestly, I'm not a fan of the Disney Channel, sitcoms. No, wait, I did invent a term. It's called, what is it? Shitcoms, that's it. I'm not a fan of the Disney Channel shitcoms. That's weird. But anyways, I guess with that in mind, I guess for this Netflix release of The Christmas Bunny, yeah, wrong button, it'll be given a thumbs down. So yeah, that's about it for Christmas Movie Fridays. Need to get used to holding it handled like this. But I want to hear from you guys. It's not a question on whether or not you've seen The Christmas Bunny, but if you did, tell me down your thoughts in the comments. But this mainly goes to the question of, what is the most interesting yet least favorite Christmas movie you've ever come across? Whatever your thoughts are, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you see here and you want to see more, just click around the end slate if I'm lazy enough to actually edit it, if you want to see more. And as always, I'm the Ferb Guy, and I'll see you guys for the next movie. And now if you'll excuse me, I got a little celebrating to do for the occasion.